Today we're gonna focus on creating a flawless foundation. You gotta get your moisturizer going on. If you're oily like I am, I have a lot of tips for oily girls because I'm super oily, or if you have combination skin, this will work just as well. So I use this Cetaphil oil control moisturizer for acne prone skin because that's just the type of skin that I have. Next thing that you want to do is focus on your primer. So whatever skin type you have is a type of primer that you want to look for. Since I have oily skin, I look for something that's mattifying. This right here is my holy grail. This is a Makeup Forever mattifying primer. So you want to make sure that you have something that combats the type of skin that you have. So I'm about to put this primer all over my face. Now this is like super like heavy duty, so I do it like one space at a time. I put a little bit because a little bit goes a long way, and I just kind of make sure I get that in really well into the skin. Onto correcting. So if you don't know what correcting is, if you have dark spots, just throwing on foundation, and just because it's a full coverage foundation, it's not going to change. You are like lighter than me, I wouldn't suggest using an orange one, but you can use peach or salmon color, just depending on your skin type. So, or skin color, shall I say. So I would definitely, for me, this, you know, chocolate, this orange is going to be fine. Wherever you see the darkness is where you want to apply the orange concealer. I'm just going to use this airbrush concealer brush and just kind of like blend everything out. The eyes, you want to get it underneath, so you always kind of want to look up and make sure I fill in all those lines. Today I'm going to be using this Born This Way foundation because I really don't use it, but I do like it. So I just put a little bit on my hand and I just kind of dab around my face, right? Not too much. Like I said, always put less, and then you can always build it up versus putting on too much and not being able to control it. This is the Morphe M439 foundation brush. I superly love it. So I'm not going to use water, but I'm going to use this makeup primer spray because you want to kind of damp the brush a little bit. This really helps the foundation to kind of like really set into your skin and really melt into your skin and fill in all the lines. So I'm going to use this. So I just kind of spray directly on the brush, right? Kind of wave that around, let it dry down just a little bit. And now, like I said, we dab. We do not do circular because then you're moving everything around, especially if you have to use a corrector, it's going to move it around. So we're going to just dab everything. Dab everything into the skin. And if you feel like you didn't put enough, then if you feel like you didn't put enough, this is when you would add a little bit more, but it's always just smart. So you have to start over like I do. It's always smart to just put a little bit, and then you can always add. Make sure you get like around the hairline, because what you do not want is a separate line from your foundation to your hairline. That will look super crazy. So this is my like secret weapon right here, translucent powder. Okay, Laura Mercier, and this is in medium deep. They do have it if you're lighter in just like a neutral color, but this right here is like bomb. So because I'm oily, if you're not oily, you can skip this step, or you would only put it in the areas where you get oily. Before I even move on, I make sure to kind of set my face so that anything else I put on is okay. So I just took that, I put it on the little thing. It comes with a little powder puff, and I just kind of go around my whole face. Like I said, if you're not oily, please skip this step because I'm doing everything to combat my oily skin. So the trick about highlighting is whatever your normal color is, you go 1 to 2 colors down because you want to get it bright. So I'm gonna use this right here and put it under the eyes because this is where I want the light to hit. Everywhere I want the light to hit is where I'm going to apply the concealer, and you kind of want to get it in a triangular motion. I also want to add light to the bridge of my nose and to the right tip of my... You get the chin, and then you get your Cupid's bow. Like my Cupid's bow, honey, the way I like for that thing to be seen from Mars, I gotta highlight the Cupid's bow. It is like a must for me. Now, if you're not into it, you just skip it. So now I'm gonna finally use my beauty blender. So I get the chin, get that Cupid's bow, and I work for the nose. Being very careful since I already have my brows and eyes done. And Like I said, always kind of look up a little so you make sure you get all your lines underneath the eye. Just get all of it. Just kind of look up a bit. So now with everything that you do that's cream, you always have to set it with powder because you just don't want anything like moving, right? So as someone mentioned before, Christina, Sasha Buttercup, to really get that highlight popping, we use yellow. We as in women of color to it. I just take it into here directly and I dab it out again underneath the eye real slow. So everywhere that you put that highlighter, right, that concealer, you want to use this to set it. So that's what I'm doing right now. So this is what they all refer to it as, baking. So here is the contour palette that I use. This is Black Radiance. I use Black Radiance. This is drugstore contour palette. As you can see, I kind of hit pan on my contour because this is like my fave. And this is like $7. You see how that angle tapers? So it gets right into your cheek, right? Because of how tapered it is. And this is a really good brush. I love it. So I'm gonna just dab into the darkest color for my contour. This is medium to dark. There is a light to medium palette for those that are lighter than me. So I get the dark color. Just kind of dab a little. Tap off the excess, right? I just kind of want to show you the effect on how to get it going. And you can kind of see the darkness of that. And I just pop it on. And I do not do excess. This right here look like I've been on the best diet of life. And y'all can't come for me. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So I've created my contour on both sides. And, you know, if you're having a thick summer, okay? Thick summer, because summer's right around the corner. You want to also get that jawline. And this just gives you that sunken in definition to the face in pictures. So now I'm going to also contour my nose. Just because I like the look. So I'm going right back into the same palette with a brush. This is a MAC 224 brush. It's fluffy, just anything that just kind of moves with you, right? I'm just going into the lines and I bring it a little bit into my eyebrow, a little bit, right? So it just seems flawless and seamless, like this nose didn't come out of thin air. You just want to move it up a little bit to the brows and bring it right back down and go around and do the same thing, right? Your nose didn't just drop out from the sky, it's connected. I take a little bit more yellow and I go underneath the contour line, if you can see it, and I bring it to the mouth. So that should give you a really good definition as to where to place it. And this is what cleans it up. A real good way to clean that up. So we're going to let that sit on the face. We've let this sit for a little bit. So now I'm going to dust it off, and it should give you a clean line once you're done. Clean line. When I really want my foundation to stay and not move, I use a foundation powder as well on top of everything. So I'm just putting it in. And this is actually a foundation brush, a powder brush, I'm sorry, from Target, the Sonia Kashuk. It is it's the Studio Fix. Studio Fix MAC foundation powder. And mine is in my same color, NW45. So that's all I do. I might do like 2 dabs, take off the excess, and go over my whole face. And it just really locks everything in, and this really gives it a staying power. Now I can get to my bronzing. I already had it on here, so I'm not going to dab it again. So that same place where you added the the contour, you want to go right on top, but just kind of like, not that, even light, and it looks circular, but I'm still kind of dabbing. But I'm just making sure that it goes up a little bit because I don't want it to go underneath because we already cleaned that line. And then I just go all the way over. I just go all the way around, get all the hairlines. You want them to be related. You do not want them to be distant cousins. You want your hairline to match your face. And I go back in with this, with my brush to just kind of make sure I kind of get my nose in a little bit more again. Really light, the same place where I added the contour. It's into my highlight glitter, okay, basic. Shimmer, maybe that sounds better, with a fan brush. This is another Sonia Kashuk number 129 fan brush from Target. Add this to the high points. And you can kind of get like right here above the brow, which is like super cute in pictures. You can kind of see that, right? If you want the glow, if you want them to see you from Mars, okay, you want like your hater to be blinded every time they look at you, you use this, okay? That's my tidbit. And you know, because I need people to understand who I am, I always highlight. Yes. And then I bring it a little bit down the bridge of my nose. You see that one swipe? That's what I love about Becca. You don't have to do too much. Then I get my Cupid's bow. And then I also get that inner corner. Have you seen people do the inner corner highlight? It's with the same thing. You ain't got to overdo it. Just add a little to just bring more light. I do the same thing on the other side. Right? So this is a Milani Romantic Rose Powder Blush. And I just add it to the cheeks. Just like a soft touch, you know? I don't ever do too much. Just a soft this. Like I use the Urban Decay Makeup Setting Spray, and it's an oil control. Now Urban Decay has different ones, like if you want the dewy look, if you just want to set your face. Urban Decay has several one of them. So I use the one, of course, like I said, I have oily skin, so I combat everything that I use has to be like mattifying, oil controlling. That's just what I look for. Like I don't look for nothing else. Shake it up, spray. And then fan. So right now I have just used a lip balm. I don't know where I put it. It's Aquaphor. It's gone. I have too many things on my countertop. Oh, here it goes. Aquaphor. So now I'm using the Chestnut MAC liner. As you can see, it has gotten great use. Do not judge. Thank you very much. So now I'm just lining my lip. Okay, so I have my lips lined. So this lipstick is a YSL. I've had this for so long, the name done came off. But it's just like a nude lipstick. Nude color, pinky nude. Just apply it on. And I blend it out. I'm going to do a nude lip. So this is the Kim Kardashian, Kylie, and Kimmy. To me, this is the best one for our skin. The others are a little light. I will have to definitely do a lot more work to make it work for my skin tone. Because of the lipstick I added underneath. Boom. Thanks so much. I'm really ecstatic that you ladies stuck it out with me. Don't forget to share. LJ Dab is out.